Welcome back to Pig and Beef. Today, as you can see, we've got a full packer brisket. We're going to be doing Texas style brisket. Now, a couple things to know about brisket before you start. Brisket is basically two muscles that come together. This fat part here is the point muscle. Down here you've got the flat. This is going to be where your lean meat is in the brisket. When you're buying a brisket, one thing to look for, try and get one that's got as thick of a flat as possible. The reason for that is it'll cook more evenly. You don't want the flat to get done a lot before the point does and then just dry out. So you try, that's one thing that you try and look for. One thing that we're going to start doing here is we're gonna trim this down. You want about 1/4 inch fat cap on the top, and there's just a lot of really hard fat in this that's not going to render down, that we're going to want to trim up. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start trimming this. Alright, we've got this trimmed up. We are going to season it up. Texas style brisket, just really basic rub. Kosher salt and coarse black pepper is all we're going to be using. Going to put a coat of olive oil on for a binder to start with. But it's very simple. You're really letting the beef be the biggest flavor here. So we'll get this on here. Just a light coat of olive oil. And you can go pretty heavy on the rub. It's a big piece of meat, so it can take it. It'll help make a nice bark. All right, we are ready to throw this on. We're smoking this on our Traeger Texas grill. Setting the temperature to 250 degrees. You want a nice low and slow temperature. I'm going to come back in about 5 hours, check on the color of this, and then I'm going to wrap it in some pink butcher paper. Also have a water pan in here. The reason I've got the water pan in the cooker is to keep moisture in there to make sure that the meat's not drying out. That's really all I'm doing at this point. Just keeping this closed, not checking on it too often, just to make sure that the temperature's maintaining. Still got a long ways to go. The internal temperature I'm targeting is 195 to 200 degrees. Once it gets to that point, we're going to pull it off and let it rest for an hour or two in a cooler. That's really going to help it get even more tender to finish this off. So we'll just get to that point.
We are right at temperature right now. Pull this off and let it rest in a cooler for a couple of hours before we slice it up. One way you can also tell if it's done, other than just by reading the temperature, you notice the meat probe in there. You poke it in, it'll feel really loose. It'll just slide right in. You see, it just goes in really easily, kind of like butter. So that's what you're looking for. That's when you'll know it's done. So, we've left this on there for a good while. Total cook time, we're about 10 hours in now. So we'll go ahead and we'll pull this off and let it rest.